Hello, my dear students and my viewers. I'm back with episode 3 regarding important problems for your CENTUP 2024 and your upcoming HS 2025 for West Bengal Board of Higher Secondary Education. So, today we'll be discussing 10 important questions from the chapter Cost of Productions. My suggestions to dear students is that economics is a very interesting subject and it is easy also. But I found most of students memorizing everything by rote. So don't do that. You try to understand the subjects and try to write in your own words. There is no need to memorize each and every concept from economics. So I suggest you please go through the video thoroughly, listen the video. Just don't take the screenshot and just copy the questions and memorize it and write down in the exam. You will forget everything. So I request you please try to understand. Okay. So without wasting time, let's get started. My first question is, what is meant by fixed cost of a firm? Fixed cost of a firm. It was asked in 2018 and it was asked in 2022 also, or it may be known as fixed cost of production also. See, actually there are two factors of production. One is variable and other is the fixed factors. Okay, fixed cost of a firm means fixed cost of a firm are those costs which remains fixed irrespective of the volumes of production. It means whatever may be the volume of production, whether production increases or whether production decreases, but the amount of cost will remain fixed. That is known as fixed cost. Fixed costs are incurred even when there is no production. Even when the firm is shut down, you have to incur a fixed cost. So fixed costs are those costs which has to be incurred irrespective of the volume of production. And fixed cost is also referred to as overhead cost or unavoidable cost. Overhead cost or unavoidable cost. And one interesting thing is that total fixed cost is always fixed, but fixed cost per unit is always variable. You just also keep it in mind. Total fixed cost is always fixed, but fixed cost per unit always changes. So the second important question, examples of fixed cost is cost of fixed inputs like plant, machinery, building, and in office expenses like insurance charges, salary of permanent employees, depreciation on fixed assets. These are fixed. You may be asked, give two examples of fixed cost. Then you have to write cost of fixed inputs like plant, machinery, salary of permanent employees, depreciation on fixed assets. This will be the right answer. And other is, what do you mean by variable cost of a firm? So what do you mean by variable cost of the firm? This question has not been asked till that, but it is very important. So variable cost of a firm or variable cost of productions are those costs which changes due to changes in the volume of production. These are those costs which do vary with the size of its output. It changes when output changes. It rises when output increases and it falls when output decreases. Such costs are incurred only if there is production and become zero at zero level of output. Variable costs are also known as direct cost or avoidable cost or prime cost. See what is important. See, those costs which vary due to change in the level of productions, or those costs which vary proportionately due to change in the level of output is known as variable cost. So when you stop producing something, when the production is zero, you don't have to incur variable cost. And one important thing regarding variable cost is total variable cost always vary, but variable cost per unit is always fixed. Okay, total variable cost always varies, but variable cost per unit always fixed. So Variable cost is also known as direct cost or avoidable cost, or sometimes it is also known as prime cost. So number 3 is give 2 examples of variable cost of production. This question was asked in 2015, 2022 and 2024. So examples of variable cost of productions are cost of raw materials. If cost of 1 unit is 2 rupees, then the cost of 5 units will be 10. If the cost of 10 units will be 20. So total variable cost is changing, but per unit variable cost at rupees 2 is always fixed. Okay. Wages and salary of temporary staff, which is also known as casual workers. Salary of permanent staff is a fixed cost, but salary of casual workers to temporary staff is variable. Cost of fuel and power. If you use the power, then you have to pay. If you don't use the power, you don't have to pay. Wear and tear of machines, transportation costs, excise duties, bonus, all these are variable. Okay. And fourth important questions is define average cost of production. It was asked in 2017 and 2024. Average cost. See, average cost is defined as total cost per unit of output. That is, if the cost of producing 10 units is rupees 20, you produces 10 units and the total cost is 20. Then what is the cost of 1 unit? Then obviously the cost of 1 unit will be 20 divided by 10, that is rupees 2. So average cost is the cost per unit of production. So what is the cost required for producing 1 unit of output? That gives you the average cost. So average cost is defined as the total cost but per unit of production or per unit of output. So if we divide the total cost by the number of units of output, we will get average cost. Okay, so average cost is total cost divided by units of output. TC is total cost, Q is the output, and average cost is, if total cost is 100 and units produced is 10, then average cost will be 10. Okay, so this is what is known as average cost. Then let's go to question number 5. If in the production process only constant returns to scale prevails, what will be the shape of the long run average cost curve and the long run marginal cost curve? This was asked in 2019 and this is very important questions. Okay, this is very important questions. So I'll just see. The question is, there are different returns to scale, increasing returns to scale, decreasing returns to scale, as well as constant returns to scale. The question is asking, if only constant returns to scale prevails, then what will be the shape of the long run average cost curve and long run marginal cost curve? See, if constant returns to scale exist, then both the long run average cost curve and marginal cost curve will be a horizontal straight line parallel to quantity axis or x-axis. Okay, if in the production process only constant return to scale prevails, both long run average cost curve LAC and long run marginal cost LMC will be a horizontal straight line parallel to x-axis or quantity axis. Okay, so let's go to problem number, this is problem number 3, problem number 4, and probably this is actually problem number 5. Okay, this is problem number 5. Really sorry. So I'm going to problem number 5. So I'm going to problem number 5. Define marginal cost of production. Marginal means additional. See, if you can produce 5 units for 20 rupees, but the cost of producing 6 units is 22 rupees. That is, if you increase 1 unit, then the increase in total cost is 2 units. This is what is called marginal cost. So marginal cost refers to the additional cost of producing 1 additional units of output. So marginal cost is the additional cost or extra cost of producing 1 extra unit of produce output. So if the firm produces 1 extra unit of output, then the increase in total cost is known as the marginal cost. So it is the change in total cost due to change in 1 units of production. So if the output changes by 1 unit, then what will be the change in total cost that represents the marginal cost? So marginal cost is equal to change in total cost divided by change in output. So change in total cost means delta TC. Change is referred as delta TC, and change in output means delta Q. In economics, change is referred by the symbol delta. So marginal cost means delta TC delta divided by delta Q. So this is what is known as marginal cost. And now question number 6, why long run cost never exceeds short run cost of production? It means there is short run cost and long run cost. But why the long run cost cannot be more than short run cost? Long run cost can be either equal to short run cost or it can be less than short run cost, but long run cost can never be more than short run cost. What are the causes? So let's see in detail. So it was asked in 2016, long run cost will be less than or equal to short run cost. It can never exceed short run cost because in the long run all inputs become variable and all possible adjustment can be made to reduce cost in the long run. See, as I already told you, there are two types of cost. One is variable cost and one is the fixed cost. In the short run, we can change the output only by changing the variable factors, keeping fixed factors constant. Because of that, the cost may increase. But in the long run, we can increase production even by changing the fixed cost of fixed factors, because in the long run, every factors become variable. So as we can change all the factors in the long run, the firm will not allow its total cost to change because it will make necessary adjustment by changing different factors so as to reduce the cost in the long run. So the long run cost will be either less than the short run cost, or it may be equal to short run cost, but long run cost can never exceed the short run cost. Okay, so let's see question number 7. State the relation between AC and MC. It was asked in 2015, AC and MC. That is the relation between average cost and marginal cost. Okay, relation between average cost and marginal cost. See, the relation between average cost and marginal cost can be explained as follows. Number 1, when average cost decreases, marginal cost is less than average cost. It means when average cost decreases, when or it falls, then marginal cost is less than average cost. That is, AC will be greater than MC, right? When average cost decreases, then average cost will be greater than marginal cost, or you can say marginal cost will be less than average cost. And second thing is, when average cost increases or it rises, then marginal cost will be greater than average cost, or you can say that average cost will be less than marginal cost. Okay, when average cost increases, or when AC increases, AC is greater than MC. On the other hand, when AC decreases, AC will be less than MC. And lastly, when average cost remains fixed or constant, marginal cost will be equal to average cost. That is, when average cost remains fixed, when average cost becomes maximum, then AC is equal to MC. When AC is maximum, then AC is equal to MC. So again, let's repeat. When AC decreases, AC is greater than MC, or MC is less than AC. When AC rises, then AC is less than MC, or MC is greater than AC. When AC reaches its maximum point, or when AC becomes constant, then AC will be exactly equal to MC. Okay, so this is the relation between AC and MC. And question number 8, what is opportunity cost of production? This is a very important concept in economics. See, the resources are always limited, but our human wants are unlimited. So we have to use those resources in producing such a commodity which can give us maximum satisfaction. So opportunity cost of production of any factor of production is the amount of earning which could have been obtained by that factor of production in the next best possible use. It means the benefit foregone by not using that factor. You have a fixed plot of land, say. You can either cultivate rice or paddy, or you can cultivate wheat, but you cannot cultivate both because the land is fixed, the land is scarce. So if you cultivate rice, you can produce 10 quintal, and if you cultivate wheat, you can produce 15 quintal. And if you desire to produce rice, then you have to sacrifice production of 15 quintal of wheat. So the opportunity cost of producing rice is the 15 quintal of wheat. So if you wish to produce wheat, then you cannot produce rice. So the opportunity cost of producing wheat is 15 quintal of rice. So if you use the resources in one use, then you cannot use the resources for other use because resources scarce. So if you are using it for one particular use, then you have to sacrifice its benefit that can be obtained by using the resources in alternative source, and that is what is known as opportunity cost of production. Okay. And other important question is, what will be the shape of AC curve, or why AC curve is U-shaped? See, what is the shape of average cost curve, or why AC curve is U-shaped? See, average cost is always U-shaped because initially when you increases the production, average cost decreases, then it becomes maximum or constant. Then when you produce more units, then the average cost starts increasing. So it declines initially, becomes constant, and then it rises. So it takes the shape of U. So it is U-shaped. See, the short-run average cost is U-shaped because of the operation of the law of increasing and decreasing returns to a variable factor, or law of variable proportions. So due to the application of the law of variable proportions, where you obtain increasing returns to scale, then constant returns to scale, then decreasing returns to scale, because of this application, the average cost is U-shaped. So short-run average cost is U-shaped because of the operation of the law of variable proportions. Long-run average cost is also U-shaped, but not due to the law of variable proportion, but because of the law of returns to scale. Okay. So the long-run average cost is U-shaped, and short-run average cost is also U-shaped because average cost initially decreases, then it becomes constant or maximum, a minimum, sorry, then it becomes constant or minimum, then it starts rising. Okay. Then last but not the least, this is very important, what will be the shape of the average fixed cost curve? Average cost, not average fixed cost curve, or why average fixed cost is called rectangular hyperbola. See, what will be the shape of the average fixed cost curve? What will be the shape of the AFC curve? See, the shape of the AFC curve is rectangular hyperbola. The shape of the average fixed curve will be rectangular hyperbola. And why it becomes rectangular hyperbola, or why it is called rectangular hyperbola? This is because if you draw the average fixed cost, then if you draw two perpendicular lines, or if you draw two perpendicular lines on both the axis, x-axis and y-axis, then you will get two rectangles. Okay. And the area of each rectangle will be equal. Okay. If you draw two perpendicular, one on the x-axis and other on the y-axis, then you'll get two rectangular figure, that is a rectangular figure whose area will be exactly equal. And why this will be equal? This the area of the two rectangular figure will be equal because the area represents the total fixed cost, and we know that total fixed cost does not change due to change in the level of production. Okay, because of that, average fixed cost curve is rectangular hyperbola. So the shape of the average fixed cost will be the rectangular hyperbola, That means if you take a point on the AFC curve and draw two perpendiculars on the two axes, then the area of the result rectangular will be the same. Why the area of the two rectangular will be the same? This is because the area, this is because two area, this is because this is because I just want to deduct this. Okay, this is because the area of this rectangle represents total fixed cost which remains constant at all level of output. Okay, this is because the shape of the average fixed cost is rectangular hyperbola. Shape of average cost is U-shaped. Likewise, the shape of marginal cost is also U-shaped, but the shape of the average fixed cost is rectangular hyperbola. So I request you to watch these videos completely. Please pass comment. Please let me know how can I improve my videos, and how can I make my videos more useful to you. But I request you to share these videos to your friends and relatives as much as possible. Thank you and have a good day.